Hello and welcome back to One Wrong Number, Chapter 4, Nedzu. Summary: Nedzu is not very happy that someone almost caused this brilliant kid, to decide to remove himself from the world. Nedzu didn't like most humans. Oh, he could smile, he could sip tea and chuckle and entertain the delusion that he was simply a charming, eccentric principal with a penchant for high explosives and even higher education. He could play the role because he'd had to learn. Survival required it. But truthfully, deep down, most humans disgusted him. They saw him the way the scientists once had, like a toy, a freak, a mistake in a lab coat, a thing. Even now, as the world praised him as the UA's principal, a pioneer, a miracle, he knew many still saw him as nothing but a rat playing dress-up, pretending to be one of them. Which is why he never stopped feeling the sting of betrayal when a hero looked at someone like him and saw something disposable. And so he'd chosen a very particular path, surrounded himself with not society's golden children, but with the broken, the misfitted, the fractured souls society discarded and called dangerous, stupid, or useless. He made them his staff. He turned them into power. Take Kayama Namuri. The world called her vulgar, too sexy, too provocative. They called her a tease, or worse, completely ignoring the brilliant tactical mind hiding behind lace and leather. Never mind that her quirk was devastating. Never mind that her battlefield presence could shut down riots. All the world could talk about was her breasts. She stayed anyway, fought anyway. Or Yamada Hisashi. The man played the fool, loud, wild, blonde, a DJ with an ego bigger than his sound waves. But Nedzu knew better. He knew Hisashi wielded his intelligence like a dagger behind that sunshine smile, using it to rip apart public perception and rebuild it how he liked. And then there was Aizawa's Shota. Shota, who moved like a starving wolf in the body of a man, who had survived so many near-villainous pushes from the system that Nedzu had never really pulled him from UA for his own safety, had it not been for Hisashi. Aizawa was the one most like Nedzu, quietly dangerous, mistreated, misunderstood, but useful, powerful, focused. Nedzu had seen it the moment they met, predator to predator. You don't belong here, they had silently agreed. But if we stay, we can make sure no one else ends up like us. So when Hisashi had asked him to do a short talk radio appearance, non-combative quirks and the overlooked brilliance behind them, Nedzu had agreed with amused fondness. It was a distraction, a way to educate. He liked educating. Educating was how you changed the future without picking up a knife. And then he heard the voice. A child. No name, just that heartbreaking tone. I won't be a burden any more. Nedzu felt something cold bloom in his chest. He scrambled for the GPS ping, ears twitching in time with his pounding heart. He hacked municipal records, bounced signals through satellites, called in a dozen favors, and burned through 5 illegal software barriers without even thinking, because that was his kit, and his kit was about to disappear. He felt fear, sharp, stabbing. Then relief when Aizawa's gravelled voice came through the secure line. I've got him. Then rage as the report continued. The child, quirkless, drenched in sludge, left alone on a rooftop after being attacked, left by a hero who didn't stay to check if he could even breathe, a hero who left him to die. Nedzu was angry, but he still didn't know, not yet. Not until Aizawa handed over a notebook. Slime-streaked, singed, waterlogged, protected, clearly cherished. Page after page of intense observation, detailed notes on heroes, support gear, quirk mechanics, public incidents, costume functionality, potential countermeasures, and then the real gut punch, the hopes scribbled into the margins. I wish I could do that. I wish I was strong enough. Maybe if I quirk like that, I could help someone too. It was brilliant. It was obsessive. It was familiar. Nedzu read every page, curled tightly in his office chair like a dragon over treasure, and for the first time in years, he cried. Not for himself, but for the boy who had made this, without a quirk. 'Cause the world would call this creepy. They'd call him a stalker, a fad boy, a delusional wannabe. But Nedzu knew better. This child was like him. Not in biology, but in nature, in spirit. A creature born in a world that would never understand them, who'd learn to outthink it instead. And then Aizawa said 3 words that broke him. He tried again. Pills. At home. The mother had found him in time. Barely. She saved him, called Aizawa, and now she was asking to give him up. She wants to know if heroes can take in children, Aizawa said quietly. She wants me to take him. And in that moment, Nedzu saw red. All Might. It was All Might who had left the child. All Might who had looked at that trembling boy and said, "No, you can't be a hero." All Might who had forgotten who he used to be, the powerless boy with nothing but bones and dreams, who had become everything they'd fought against. Toshinori Yagi had once been small and scared and helpless. Nedzu remembered him, remembered the way the boy flinched from praise like it might burn him, remembered thinking, he's one of mine. But now All Might had become the thing that nearly destroyed Nedzu in that laboratory, not with scalpels and cages, but with words, with authority. He didn't care that the child's name was Midoriya Izuku. He didn't care that the mother had begged Aizawa. The child was his now. His kid, his student, his mission, and All Might would pay. He didn't know yet how, he didn't know when, but Nedzu was going to show Toshinori Yagi what it felt to be small again, because Nedzu was a hero, and heroes protect the ones no one else will. And that's the end of that chapter.